And welcome, comic fans, to the channel. I'm Brant Fowler, and I'm ready to talk to you about only good comics. And this is Friday First. This is the series where I talk about new #1 issues, new story arcs, character debuts, and the like that are coming out next week. So this video is focusing on books that come out on October 11th. If you're new to the channel, there is an intro video. You can go check it out, and there's all kinds of other content. This is only the second episode of this series, so I'm still kind of filling my way out through this one. Again, I'm going to share my rating system. If I give it a score of a 3, 2, or a 1. 3 is could be good. 2 is I think it's probably going to be good, solid. And 1 is this is going to be really good. I'm excited for this one for some reason. So that's my rating system. Also, it was suggested to me after last week's video that I try to mention when there's a key issue. So I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to give 2 disclaimers. One, I'm not totally invested in that part of the collector's world. I'm not like proficient in key issue labeling and all that stuff. So don't take me as an authority. I'm just giving my opinion based on what factors I have. So keep that in mind. And the second thing is any #1 issue, especially of a brand new series that has brand new characters being introduced and everything, could potentially be a key issue. I mean, The Walking Dead issue #1, a key issue, but nobody really knew that at the time, right? So I'm not going to point out every single first issue because that's what this whole show is about, is first issue. So I just be like, okay, this is a key issue. This is a key issue. So I'm not going to do that. So those are my disclaimers. I might throw it out here and there. I think I've got a couple in this video, so I will mention them if I can remember to do it throughout this video. So anyway, yeah, let's dive into to this this second episode of Friday First. There we go. I'll get it out here. So let me switch my layout here, and got a brand new little background here for you to fill things out, and we'll get to that very first book, which is Guardians of the Galaxy issue #7. Now, this is obviously not a first issue, and again, the website that I'm using to share these is leagueofcomicgeeks.com. This is not a sponsored video. They are not a sponsor of this channel or this series. I just like the site. Comic Book Corner 2.0's Mike Spider-Slayer pointed it out to me a long time ago, and so I use it to keep track of my collection, and it's a great site for that. So it's got all the books. That's how I know what I'm picking up every week. So there you go. Check it out, leagueofcomicgeeks.com. I'll try to remember to put the link in the comments below, or in the description below. So anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy #7. That's why I'm talking about this one first. It is kind of a new story arc and a new team. Last issue, spoiler alert if you are not up on your Guardians of the Galaxy, the entire team, Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon, Gamora, Mantis, and Drax, were killed, supposedly. They went into the Groot Fall. They're gone. They're no more. And so now we have Hulkling and Wiccan, and apparently a brand new team debuting in this issue. So potential new team here, potential key issue, I suppose. So I just wanted to shout that one out real quick. That's what's going on in the world of Guardians of the Galaxy. So our next book is By a Thread, #1. This is the new Scott Snyder book, or a new Scott Snyder book. This was a Comixology original. Cover obviously not available for this one. Oh, and I forgot to rate the last one, didn't I? I am so sorry. Guardians of the Galaxy, I am giving a 2. So I think it's going to be solid. I enjoy the series. I know it's not for everybody, but it gives me Firefly vibes, so that's why it gets a 2. By a Thread, I'm just going to read it real quick. Growing up on Needle 3, Joe barely remembers a time before the darkness enveloped the world, but when our hero's community comes under attack, the despotic Charon and his forces, Joe and his friends must decide whether to leave everything behind in search of something better. I have seen the art for this. It looked pretty cool. So I'm giving this one as 2 as well. I think it'll be solid. It's Scott Snyder. So check that one out if you can. Next up, we have Chilling Adventures presents Welcome to Riverdale #1. The Chilling Adventures presents line is kind of all over the place. It's these random stories about different characters, but in this particular case, it's about the city, the town of Riverdale, where everything takes place. Focus on this character named Ginger Snap, and she lands in Riverdale, starts to meet everyone, and things become a little creepy, right? She's getting this uncanny feeling every time she meets somebody. How can everybody be this nice? Obviously, something a little sinister may be going on because that's what the Chilling Adventures kind of brand is about. So I don't know. This one sounded interesting to me, so I thought that I would check it out. Chilling Adventures presents. I would let you know about it. So I'm giving this one a 3, which means it could be good, but I'm not sure yet. I don't have enough information about this one. So we'll see about this one. But this one gets a 3. Is Batman City of Madness, issue #1. This is a Black Label book. I don't really pick up a whole lot of Black Label books, but this one sounded interesting. It's because it features the Court of Owls, and it's these Black Label books they're typically oversized, so keep that in mind. The price for this one is $6.99, so not quite as bad as some of them. But yeah, this is the Gotham Below, a living nightmare, completely focused on the Court of Owls, and the Dark Knight has escaped their thrall, but they've trapped Robin to train him, and that's kind of an interesting take on this. It's some of them I'm not as familiar with, but when I did read this, and especially because I'm a huge fan of the Court of Owls, anytime they're involved in something, I check it out. So obviously, being a Black Label book and being a book that has characters we've seen before and all this stuff and everything. So Black Label meaning probably most likely out of continuity. Anyway, so I'm giving this one a 3. This one could be good. I really have no idea if it is or not, or if it's going to be, but it's the Court of Owls, so I thought, yeah, it could be. We've got Wesley Dodds, the Sandman, #1. This the Sandman from the original JSA Golden Age. It's Wesley Dodds. He appeared in the last event. Man, I've already forgotten the name of that event, where with the Nightmare Stone and all of that. Wow, I cannot believe I can't. We literally just read this event. Didn't love the event, but it's the one with Deadman, and Wesley Dodds was raised from the dead to kind of help Deadman figure out solve the mystery. And wow, somebody in the comments, let me know what the name of this event is, because it's completely left my mind. I've moved on past it. It took over all the books. Wow, I can't even think. Anyway, Night Terrors. I got it. I got there. Anyway, so the art in this one was like not really my favorite style, the layouts and everything, but it did kind of give it a unique feel. So I don't know. I never read anything with Wesley Dodds in it before. He seemed like an interesting character during the Night Terror stuff, so I thought I would add this one here. I know there's probably fans of Wesley Dodds, and all the Golden Age stuff. So if you are and you want to check this one out, check it out. I'm giving this one a 3. It could be good. I really don't know. This one is one that I'm not even sure, just because my pull list is always larger than it should be if I'm going to even pick this one up. I did not pre-order this one from DCBS, so we'll see if I actually pick this one up or not, but it could be good. And if I don't and you do, let me know. So, and if you're a big Wesley Dodds Sandman fan, let me know and be like, Brant, you got to pick this one up. So, and do that for any book, as a matter of fact. All right, next up, we got Captain Marvel, Assault on Eden #1. Captain Marvel soldiers up to save the Kree homeworld. So this one is by Anthony Oliveira, who I'm not familiar with. These, get rid of that. These Captain Marvel miniseries haven't really captured the essence and the vibe of Captain Marvel as I've come to love her recently. But I keep trying them because I love Captain Marvel. I want to love Captain Marvel. I think we've got the ongoing series, and I say ongoing because Marvel, you never know. Coming up soon. This one is a $4.99 price tag though. Keep that in mind. But in this one, Captain Marvel is going to save the home world Hala of the Kree, and Hulkling is involved, and so you got a lot of things to potentially love in this book. Hopefully, it's going to be solid. Hopefully, it's going to be good. So I actually gave this one a 2 because I think this one, because of the story, the characters involved, and that cover, I think it's going to be good. I think it'll be solid. I'm hoping it'll be solid. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm going to try this first issue and see if it's, if it's not, I won't continue, but we'll see what happens with that one. So that is Captain Marvel Assault on Eden. Next up is a brand new book from Image Comics called Knights #1. This is by Wyatt Kennedy with art by Luigi Formasano, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. 2003, supernatural creatures exist among humans, which I think is cool. Anytime you're blending, anytime you're kind of changing history in that way to introduce an element that wasn't part of the element before. Vince O'Connor had lost his parents and moved in with this cousin of his that happens to be a mercenary and a video game fan as a roommate, which I love. And there's a vampire in this as well. So there's supernatural creatures all over the place in a modern setting in Florida in the early 2000s. It could be really interesting. I love the concept. I love the cover art here, which I believe is by the interior artist, if I'm not mistaken. No, the cover. Well, no, yes, the main cover is by the interior artist. So that one is by the interior artist. So that's the kind of art style you're going to get inside the book. So I think that's really cool. This one, I think it's going to be good. I think this one is one to check out. So I'm going to give this one a 2, solid score there. And as far as key issues go, again, brand new series, new #1, new characters introduced. It could be, I'm not going to say it is, have no clue whatsoever how well this book's going to do. I don't know what the pre-orders are on it. So check it out for yourself on this one. So I'm giving it a 2 though. And I'm going to check it out, and I hope you do too. All right, then we have another Image title, actually from imprint is this from? It's got a Z on it. I don't recall which imprint that is, but anyway, it's from Image. It's called A Haunted Girl #1. This is from Ethan Sachs and Naomi Sachs. So whichever imprint of Image that they're involved with, or maybe that's their personal imprint. Somebody that knows, let me know. This is a mini-series, issue 104. Cleo, an adopted 16-year-old Japanese American whose depression drove her to near suicide, is trying unsuccessfully to reintegrate back into her old life, but her struggles are just beginning as she encounters an increasingly terrifying succession of ghosts. Is she losing her grip on reality, or is the explanation much worse? So, again, a teenage story coming out of trauma and drama, and something supernatural is introduced. This ability possibly, or being open to this realm around her, maybe this attempted suicide kind of tapped into the other side somehow. I don't know, but it sounded pretty cool. The cover looks creepy. It's the time of year for creepy stuff, and I'm kind of into that. Speaking of which, I did want to throw this out there, just a little sidetrack from this, because there are so many like Halloween themed or creepy books coming out. I thought I would do some kind of special about all of those that are coming out this month sometime soon. There's a couple of like Halloween specials that are coming out on October 11th that I negated to list on this episode because of that I thought I would do that episode. So if you were looking for those. I think like TMNT is one of them. I'm not doing those on this video. I might do a Halloween special and talk about those. But anyway, creepy books, haunted girl. It sounded cool, so I'm gonna check it out. And I'm giving this one again a 2. I think it's gonna be solid. It sounds cool. Sounds right up my alley, the kind of level of creepy that I like. And so I'm gonna check it out. All right, Green Lantern number 4. Not a number 1, but this one actually could be a key issue. This has a brand new character debuting in this issue, which is a new Green Lantern, I believe, named Simpson. And this takes place directly following the last issue's events, where Sinestro showed up in a bar and said to Hal, "Here, you've been looking for me." And so he attacks Ferris Air. Hal calls in the Flash to come help. So they're trying to solve the mystery of Sinestro's master plan here. And all of a sudden, this new character, Simpson, shows up in a prelude story to the upcoming Sinister Sun story, which is going to be by Peter J. Tomasi. So this is presumably first appearance of this character, Simpson. So if you are a collector that wants to get all these first appearances and key issues of that nature, you're definitely going to pick up Green Lantern number 4, which is out on the 11th, $4.99. But if you have not been reading Green Lantern, it's been a really good book. I've enjoyed this run so far, and we had Sinestro, like I said, show up at the end of last issue. Now you've got the Flash coming as well, and hopefully this book continues to be solid throughout. But I am actually going to give this one a 1, which is, I think it's going to be really good. I've enjoyed every issue so far. Last issue, like I said, was fun. I think this one's going to be fun as well. And you get the new character prelude story to this upcoming Peter J. Tomasi tale. So check this one out. I'm giving this one number 1, my first number 1 of this week. All right, we're getting into my bigger books, the ones that I'm really looking forward to. And first up is Midlife, or How to Hero at 50. So this one, I mean, that title alone, if that does not entice you to pick this book up, I don't know what will. This is from Image Comics. This is Brian Buccellato and Stefano Simeone. Brian Buccellato is currently doing No One, has done The Flash, and Stefano has been featured in Radiant Black, Last Days of Black Hammer. So some big time titles from both of these, and both from the Massiverse, as a matter of fact. But this one I don't think has anything to do with the Massiverse. But this is a 50-year-old firefighter named Reuben Kwan. Has been afraid of fire his whole life, which I think is interesting as a firefighter being afraid of fire. But he, fought that fear and became a fireman and ran into there. But after 25 years in the fire department, he's in his midlife, and let's see, his new wife gets pregnant. There's a random act of courage reveals that he actually is this superhero named Fireproof. So yeah, that sounds pretty cool, right? Like this midlife, middle-aged dude, 50 years old, is being outed as this superhero Fireproof, and I think that's pretty cool. This guy that has been afraid of fire his whole life is actually this guy that is known for fire, I suppose. I don't know much about this series. I don't know much about the story or the character involved, but it sounded really interesting to me. Again, the name alone had me enticed. The description sold me on it. And I am actually really excited for this one. I'm giving this one a 2, though, because I don't want to get my hype. I don't want to get hyped up too much for it. I don't want to get my expectations too high. So I gave it a 2. I think this is going to be solid. I think it's going to be a good read. I don't know yet that it's going to be, it's going to blow my mind or anything, but I'm hoping it will. So we'll see. Midlife, or How to Hero at 50, rating of 2 for me. And then there's this book. This The Superior Spider-Man Returns, #1. Doc Ock finds a way to become superior again. This is the 10-year anniversary of that shocking Spider-Man story that we were all like, "Oh my god, Doc Ock has taken over Spider-Man's body. What the heck is going on?" We were all just like in shock and awe of the events of that, and it was very mixed feelings. I hated it when it first happened. I was so mad, and I was so mad at Dan Slott, but I came to love the Superior Spider-Man run, and this is Dan Slott again back at the helm of Superior Spider-Man. This is a 44-page book for $6.99. Just keep that in mind, and this very well could be a key issue. It is the return of a character. I don't know what designates that, but there could be who knows what's going to happen with the Dan Slott book. You never know with Dan Slott. There could be a new villain introduced or something. I know he does get his own villain. I think it's in this issue, but I know it's in this story. In this first story arc, he gets his own villain. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this. We've got Ryan Stegman, Mark Bagley, Giuseppe Camicoli, and Umberto Ramos doing art. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them. And then, of course, Dan Slott writing Superior again. That alone sells the book for me. I'm really excited about this book. Obviously, I'm giving this one 1. I'm giving this one a 1. Man, I'm confused by my own rankings. Maybe I need to rethink these. Anyway, 1 meaning very good. I think this one is going to be really good and really enjoyable, and I'm really excited about it because of everything that I mentioned. The return of Superior Spider-Man, Dan Slott, all these artists involved. I'm getting really tongue-tied because I'm so excited about this book. This is my most anticipated for this week. So really looking forward to Superior Spider-Man Returns, #1, Dan Slott, on the 11th. Ranking of 1. Rating of 1, I should say. All right. So that's all the main ranked. I do have a couple of honorable mentions. So let me share those real quick. We have sticking with Spider-Man, we've got The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 35. This isn't really a first, but because of the description, which says it here, this sets up the next 24 issues of Amazing Spider-Man. Do not miss this. Now, that is hype. It's hyperbole. It's, whatever to sell the book. But we do know Gang War is coming up. This, I believe, is the last issue of... sorry about the ads there. This is the last issue of this arc with Spider-Man having Green Goblin's sins. We got, like I said, the Gang War thing is starting up. So presumably something happens in this book that kicks off the whole Gang War. That could be something big. They're saying it's something big. So I thought I would include it here, even though it's not technically a first in any of my designations of what makes a first. But I thought I'd mention it anyway. So there you go. First honorable mention. And then, and my last honorable mention is a book that, or a franchise that I'm not too familiar with, but for people that are, I wanted to share it, especially Halloween season. Army of Darkness Forever, #1 from Dynamite. This is it's got a superstar team on it. Tony Fleeks, who did Stray Dogs, which we all raved about on Comic Book Weekly, and Justin Greenwood doing art, and some really cool covers that are involved in this. It is the time for this, Sam Raimi's classic that debuted in 1983, and has been with Dynamite for a long time. This picks up after Army of Darkness. The director's cut. Ash chainsaws his way through the techno army of darkness in 2093 and defends the sacred isles of the S-Mart in 1993. So it's a time travel, time bending tale of Army of Darkness and Ash. So if you are a big fan of Army of Darkness, which I know some of my friends are and some of you are, check this one out. Honorable mention. And there you go. So that is going to do it for this episode of Friday First. And of course, I leave the overlay on there. Sorry about that. Hope you like the new layout and everything. I'm still navigating my way around, switching everything and trying to get it all flowing and not messing it all up. But as I did there at the very end, but that's okay. It happens from time to time. Yeah, so that is this episode of Friday First. Hope you're enjoying this series. I'm having fun doing it and sharing it with you and sharing my thoughts on these books coming up. It's a fun way for me to do kind of the most anticipated series without putting too much pressure on myself. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think of my picks, what you think of the books coming out, and what first issues, new story arcs, new character debuts you're looking forward to, or any that I missed. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, so with that said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Check out all the other content on the channel. And so you don't miss any of that, you can hit that subscribe notification bell and you will get notified when new content goes up on this channel. There are new Let's Talk videos on Mondays, obviously Friday First, and occasional Indie Wednesdays. And who knows what the future holds. And of course, you can follow me across social media at Only Good Comics, and you can check out onlygoodcomics.com. That will take you right back to this YouTube channel. So join me next time as we talk about only good comics. Until then, take care. Keep reading those comics.